Here's where you plug in your machine, both for the power cord and for the foot control, all in one plug. And this is the on-off switch. And this is the hand wheel. When you're taking individual stitches, you turn it in a counterclockwise direction like this. Here we have the bobbin winder spindle. You push it this way to wind your bobbin, and when it's full, push it back. This is the stopper so you don't overwind your bobbin. Right here we have a place to put the auxiliary spool pin. This would be if you're going to sew with a twin needle and you need 2 spools of thread. This is also for if you have the kind of spool that likes to reel off the side rather than unwind off the end. This is your carrying handle. And this is your regular spool pin. This is your thread tension dial. Most of the time you want this right on 4. This is your stitch width dial. Now if you look really carefully, you can see that little dot right in the center of that oval. That means when you're in straight stitch, you have a center needle position. Now if you go over here and you're in straight stitch, now you have a left-hand needle position. This is your presser foot pressure dial. It regulates how tightly your presser foot presses against your fabric. Most of the time, you want it right there at 2. Back here we have some more thread guides for threading your machine. This is the bobbin winding tension disc. It makes sure that your thread winds nice and smoothly when you're winding your bobbin. Check out my threading video. Here's the take-up lever. Right here is your reverse lever. You push it down like this to go in reverse. And this is the side thread cutter for cutting your threads when you're all done sewing. This is your accessory tray with plenty of room in the front and in the back for all your accessories. Also, this comes off. So now you have a free arm for hemming your pants and jeans. And then in the back here, take off your accessory tray. This is the switch for lowering your feed dogs. You push it this way to lower your feed dogs, and to bring it back up, you push it the other direction and take a single stitch like this by turning your hand wheel, and they come right back up. Here's a handy ruler right here, both in centimeters and in inches. Here's the needle, the business end of your sewing machine. And this is the needle clamp right here. Over here we have a threader. So for changing your feet, make sure that needle is up at the highest position. All 4 corners, pull straight forward, and it comes right off. And you can put them right back on. This is your presser foot lifter. You lift it up to put your fabric under there to sew, and make sure it's down when you start sewing. Also, you can lift it extra high for those lofty fabrics. Make sure it's up when you're threading because that opens the thread tension discs. And this is the buttonhole lever. It stores right up here when you're not using it. Check out my buttonhole video. This is your stitch length dial. You can make your stitches much longer or much shorter, like for buttonholes, or just stitch in place. But for most straight stitching, you want it between 2 and 3. Right here we have S1 and S2, and that has to do with your stitch selector dial. Now for each setting, you have 3 different stitches, and that has to do with your stitch length dial. Right now, if you're between 0 and 4, you've got the first stitch shown. And you'll notice that buttonhole is only available in that setting between 0 and 4. In fact, there's a setting right between 0 and 1. The S1 is for all the stitches that are blue. And the S2 is for all the stitches that are gray. For instance, you can see right here, that's black stitches, those blue stitches there, and gray stitches. So S2 would give you the gray stitches. This is your stitch chart right here. It has 2 pages. Up here it shows you for woven fabrics. Here is for knit fabrics and leather and vinyl. Now up at the top here, this is your presser foot pressure. This is the symbol for your presser foot pressure. It correlates to the symbol here on your stitch chart. This is what your stitch looks like, and here is what it looks like on the stitch selector dial. Right here is the recommended foot. Now the foot has a letter on it right here, so you can see what the foot looks like according to the letter. Right here is your recommended tension setting, and here is length and width. So your length dial should be between 2 and 3 for regular straight stitching. And for buttonholes, it would be between 0 and 1 because that's a very short stitch. And width, of course, would be at 5. If you found this video to be helpful, give us a like. And if you have comments, questions, or ideas for other videos you'd like to see, let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Bye.